One of my weaknesses would be that I have a hard time saying no to people. I am very much so a people pleaser, and I always have a hard time saying no, even when I know that I should say no, because agreeing to help somebody else is going to make the workload that I'm doing a lot more. But I always want to help people, and so I find myself in a lot of situations where I probably should have said no to helping them because now I have 10 times more things to do than I did before. And it's one of my things that I struggle with the most, probably, is telling someone no. And then another weakness of mine would be a little bit of a perfectionist, and that can definitely get in the way sometimes because it will cause me to pay more attention to these teeny tiny details that don't necessarily matter or matter as much, where I should be focusing on the bigger issues of things or different aspects where focus should be there a lot more, but it's not because I'm worried about something looking perfect or sounding perfect or being perfect. So that definitely gets in the way. And then a strength of mine that kind of goes along with the weakness of being a perfectionist is I have a very strong attention to detail. I think that the little things definitely matter, and so you got to pay attention to the details. Or a good example of it would be that before graphic designing now, I have gone to school for some web design. I know a couple languages of code. And when it comes to code, if you have the smallest thing incorrect, such as a period, a comma, something so small and hard to find when you go back and look through, 100 words of code, it's very helpful to have that attention to detail and catch those things before I get too far into what I'm working on, and then I have to backtrack so much and I lose so much time from what I'm working on. So I have very good attention to detail. And then the second one that I would say is a good strength of mine is communication. I think that communication is definitely key in lots of aspects of life, but work specifically, because I personally like working in a team of people, and you can't work very well in a team if you don't have good communication skills. You got to be able to talk to your peers and the people you're working side by side with to figure out what's wrong, what's working, literally anything about work and the project that you're working on, and how you find those little important parts by communicating to who you're working with. So having good communication skills is definitely a strength of mine, and I also find it very important.